Yes, everybody. Russ of the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Breaking news as announced by the club on the official website. They have officially announced that Cresswell, Coufal, Fabianski, and Danny Ings will all be leaving at the end of the season, giving the opportunity for you to say farewell to them next week as we play Nottingham Forest. It's I mean, obviously, we know there's more. There's like six players, including Cam Schweier and Antonio, who have also out of contract in the summer. There's no mention about Antonio's contract status. Obviously, I would believe he's be offered a new deal if he can recover from injury. But yeah, an unusual time to announce it, literally seconds before a Graham Potter press conference. Um, Potentially, just thinking out loud, maybe that's to form the narrative of the press conference, possibly. But yeah, it was just announced by the club. It's official on the website. Aaron, who is our, after Mark Noble, our second most Premier League appearances, obviously signed from Ipswich in the old days, back in the old bowling. Obviously, Fabianski signed from Swansea, and several good years with him. Vladimir Coufal, we signed upon recommendation of Thomas Soucek under David Moyes' era, and Danny Ings is Danny Ings. And so, the four of them combined, they're the four oldest player. Antonio's in their mix as well, but four out of the top five players are going to be leaving. Um, Looking at someone like Danny Ings, you got to think from a wage perspective. There's a lot of wages saved there. The best part of maybe like a quarter of a million a week. And yeah, it's just a bit of a, it's a bit, obviously it's a shame, but as we were saying the other day, it's about being ruthless. And I know, I think sentimentality is something which um, we've been too, what's the expression, too high up on our agenda potentially, and the club have made some decisions and a lot of experience there, which could worry. And obviously, I think for me, Cresswell, I could have seen him maybe given another year, if anything, to help tutor the likes of Ollie Scholes. Ollie plays better when he had Cresswell behind him, was like coaching him in-game management. He won't have that now. And yes, that's four spots already that we're going to have to try and fill up. Obviously, a number of them you're thinking, for the likes of maybe Fabianski, will we go out and get a second string goalkeeper? Will we go and get maybe put Christian Heggie in that position potentially? Finn Herrick. Obviously, I did a show about Finn today, but it's really interesting how it's just happened. Peter, says any news on the? Not yet, not yet. I think mainly that will come out when they have the sort of secured and retained lists. I think mainly it is to make that point clear before the game against Nottingham Forest next week. Obviously, that being the last home game of the season, and they have sort of said, "Oh yeah, but you can say goodbye to the players then," type thing. So that's probably why they've done that. But no news on players leaving, youth team players. I think the only one out of contract from a professional perspective will be Cam Schweier. So I imagine he'll be let go and won't be offered a new deal because he would probably be offered a new deal so far. Um, let's have a look. One good servant, two very good servants, and Danny Ings indeed. Heggie hasn't been getting much on that. He's been injured, mate. He's been injured, Peter. But he, as I said, when he was at Motherwell, he was basically the second team goalkeeper for an SPL side. So for me, it was almost like that was his sort of what's it called? His sort of rehearsal. Hopefully, Antonio gets the minutes as Andy. Will be added soon. For me, I think Antonio is very much one which he'll be retained. I think if he proves his fitness. And then in the same way that we gave Bonner an extra year, and actually we used him quite effectively during that time. So yeah. Frog says was hoping Fab was being kept here as a goalkeeper coach. They've already got Xavier, who's one of the best goalkeeper coaches in the country. So no, he's. I think Fabianski has made it quite clear that he wants to be playing, carry on playing. So I imagine he'll be going to another club. It's a case of hair today, gone tomorrow. Danny Ings, indeed, that lovely. I didn't obviously clearly I didn't need it. But yeah, it's an unusual. An unusual thing from the club to do, in all honesty, just because it's so much, you know, what these guys got to do with now. I think they're sort of playing the last minutes. Sorry, I turned my Alexa on, so I didn't get didn't get copyright strikes. Um, Antonio's injury entirely reckless, not sporting. Get rid. There we go. Well, I'm sure some interesting comments from you guys. It's literally just a quick 5-10 minutes just to come on and talk about that in more detail. As I said, we'll have Hammer's headlines out a little bit later on. We'll also, if you're anyone going to the John Lyle night tonight, V13, I'm actually on the way. I'm just waiting for the postman to turn up, and then I'm off. Any news on the Gaird back? Will he be back for pre-season? I think he will be. I think he will be back for pre-season, and then Potter will have the opportunity to then look at him, and then a decision needs to be made about that. So breaking news confirmed by the club website. Fabianski, Aaron Cresswell, Vladimir Sufa and Danny Ings will not have their contracts be renewed, and they'll be leaving at the end of this season, with the Nottingham Forest being their last home game. And yeah, is this an episode through the key helps us, Peter? Well, yes, it is. I'm Lloyd Grossman. So yes, it's an the timings I think is a bit strange. But you've got the press conference in about 10 minutes. Yeah, didn't really get the reasoning, the timing behind it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. As I said, we'll be back later on with Hammer's headlines and stuff. And yeah, take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Don't forget match bingo. Don't forget also we've got the Jared Bowen shirt we're trying to raffle away. We've got quite a few people involved in that, so check out the website, Twitter, and all that stuff with all the feeds and stuff. But anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, about the decision for the club. I think timing. I think it's the right thing to do. I just think the timing's a bit strange, but I just don't understand why we are doing it then and not later on. Whose house have you broken into? No one in my house. Yeah, I'm just a bit perplexed by the actual timing of it, to be honest. But hey ho. Anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm. Have a lovely rest of your Friday. I'll be back later on with the Hammers headlines. And if you're going to the John Lyle night tonight, I will see you there, peeps. Much love. Bye, bye.